In today's video, we're going to be taking more of a long range look. I feel like it has been about a week. I did say I was going to try to do these once a week, so that's pretty much why I'm doing this. Also, yesterday we took a look at the teleconnections, and that kind of inspired me to want to do it again today. Now, we talked about this yesterday, so you might have seen this part. Unfortunately, I'm going to talk about it again, but this is our Arctic oscillation, or fortunately, if this stuff interests you. This is our Arctic oscillation, and basically we see our neutral line here. Whoa, it's not a neutral line. That is something else there. Here's the neutral line right there, 0. And basically anything above this line is going to be your positive phase of your AO. Anything below it will be the negative phase. So again, negative, positive here. Okay, very interesting. In the negative phase, imagine the Arctic Circle with me, all up there in northern Canada, Greenland, even northern Russia, northern Europe as well, I believe, areas like that, northern Alaska. That's where all the cold air gets bottled up in a positive AO. In a negative AO, what happens is it's released away from that area into areas like, let's say, the United States, southern Canada, Europe, the other parts of Europe, southern Russia, and other areas as well. A lot of this cold air gets unleashed way further south than it does in the northern or positive phase, better yet here. As you can see, from the 28th today, well, yesterday actually, all the way till the 13th of December, we're expected to be in a negative phase of this AO or Arctic oscillation. And it actually gets further and like a roller coaster, further and further and further negative, and it basically peaks here around the 8th through the 13th. Now, we always give this a lag, so probably we won't feel the effects of the very far negative AO until at least the 10th or 11th or 12th. But definitely that's going to be upcoming in the upcoming pattern is the expectation here. Now, for our NAO, this is more of a blocking teleconnection, as I said yesterday. So this is our neutral line, once again. And we stay in the negative phase of this one as well. And this one dives negative there through the upcoming pattern. And this creates a lot of warmer and higher pressure up there for areas offshore of the eastern United States near Greenland. We call that a Greenland block. So this creates a lot of interesting pressure systems to create good blocking and really a really good opportunity for cold to head into the eastern United States overall, and really, really large nor'easters to track up the coast. So this is a big teleconnection as well, especially during the winter months. And then we have our PNA, the one I talk about the most on the channel. I'm again going to draw the neutral line here, just like this. And as you can see, this one is very far negative. So this is the negative phase, is the positive up here. It's very far negative, and through the upcoming model run, it trends all the way back to the neutral line, basically, or very, very close to it, all the way to the 12th, 13th time frame. In its negative phase, this means colder. This stands for Pacific North American Oscillation, by the way, as you can see right there. This means colder temperatures for the Pacific North American area. So Western United States, Western Canada, even Western Mexico as well. That means colder temperatures in those areas, and there's only so much cold to go around, so that usually means warmer temperatures for the east as it moves around that cold air that's set up over the west. In the positive phase up here, what that would imply is that there's warmer temperatures set up over the western North American regions there, which encourages colder air into the eastern United States and Canada and areas like that because it moves around the warm temperatures. So it works the opposite way. We're going to be moving more towards that as the days move on. We're going to get closer and closer and closer to that type of a pattern and further away from the cold being locked in the west. So that is very encouraging. All three of those that we just took a look at should be very encouraging signals for you guys that over the next 2 to 3 weeks, we should be trending in a snowier and a colder direction. Pretty much the next couple of days are going to be the warmest in the east overall. We're going to be the least wintry over the next couple of days as far as the upcoming next few weeks go. So we're at the warmest, we're at the peak warmest right now, and should be moving more and more towards cold. There will be, humps along the way, obviously, and some ridges, especially, I guess is a more fitting term, in the eastern United States here and there. But overall, we should be trending in a colder direction. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at some actual temperature anomalies and some storminess. Here we are taking a look at the upcoming storminess. I just wanted to go over this. We get persistent snowfall in this pocket here, and this is pretty common in a negative PNA like we've been seeing. We see a lot of snow in this area, as you'll notice, and basically leaving all of these areas snowless. So we get all the snow in these areas above normal snowfall in these areas, and we get practically none underneath here through the upcoming pattern. I found that very, very interesting. And actually, as well, what we'll do here is we'll take a look at the temperature anomalies on this European model. In a little bit, we'll take a look at a longer range look, though. As you can see, we're quite warm right now. Even as we're reaching the high temperatures here on Tuesday, or approximately the high temperatures, we get very, very warm here in the eastern United States as these temperatures surge. We see cold air moving in, though, with a cold front, and this should cool things down for the very beginning of December. Yeah, so by the time we're reaching December 1st, we see an Arctic blast arrives here in the eastern United States, and we actually get some warmer temperatures out west. Very, very interesting. By the time we're reaching about the 3rd here of December, we see the warm air again surging with a cold front behind it. So it's going to be this back and forth battle, almost like a roller coaster here happening, where the warm is surging into the east, the cold is reinforcing in from the south, and this is a common occurrence in these winters where we see the southeast ridge. But all signs are pointing towards that southeast ridge becoming less and less crucial here over the coming weeks again, as the AO, the NAO, the PNA, all those things we took a look at the beginning, as those things sort of set into the most favorable possible trio combo of those teleconnections, they really just set up perfectly. I find it very, very likely that we're going to find ourselves in a persistently cold and wintry pattern here sometime in the near future here, and by that I mean the first half or around the halfway mark of December, I'd say at the latest here. We see that cold front does roll in right around the 4th here, but we see warm air able to surge its way back in a bit here, right around the 7th of December. This is right around this teleconnections become very favorable, but remember, you got to remember this. You got to give them lag. You got to give them a couple of days to really, really set in. I think this right here is going to be mostly due to your negative AO, the first one we took a look at. Again, that Arctic oscillation, because this is the Arctic air that has basically been sent away from the heart of the Arctic Circle, obviously, into these areas. This is deep Arctic air. This is very historically cold temperatures. We're seeing somewhere in there, in the pinks, is seeing 57 degrees below normal. If you look at your bottom right-hand corner of your screen, 57-degree temperature anomalies in the negative direction, somewhere in these pinks. Absolutely monstrous, massive cold air right here. When we're thinking about average temperatures here, let's say your average high temperature was 57. Well, you'd be at 0 degrees as a high temperature, negative 57 degrees. And if your average low is around, or high is around 30 degrees, well, you're well past negative 20 degrees. So very, very interesting scenario here. And this does sort of move eastward here, but just for the north central and northeastern areas, not the south and the southeast here, really not intruding yet as far as this model run is concerned here. This is for Thursday, December 8th, and that's the end of this model run. Let's take a look at that more long-range look real quickly, because I want to show you guys what this model shows. We'll actually take a look at the North America view here. It's going to give us a much better perspective. So the AO being closer to positive is going to look like this. We still see colder air over the more Arctic Circle, but what we'll see over time, and this is for the 29th through the 4th, by the way, so we see more neutral temperatures out east, much colder out west. This is your positive or negative PNA there. Here is your sort of positive AO here. So AO, PNA, and then your NAO is taking place more over here. It has to do with these pockets in here as far as pressure. This is going to be trending negative. So let's keep going with this. Let's move for the 1st through the, let's do the 5th through the 10th here. This is looking a lot more negative already with our AO. Let me just draw this in. AO. Look at how there's all warmer temperatures up there. Now we see that a lot of Arctic air has been sent away. This is a negative AO coupled with a negative PNA, because you see a lot of it gets sent there to the western United States, Had this been coupled with a positive PNA, you would have seen it all get sent into the eastern United States. That is why that combo is so important, because it can send just frigid air into the eastern United States. In a negative PNA, though, it does mostly send it towards the central and western United States, as you can see here. Now, for the 10th through the 15th, we see very cold from coast to coast here. Still a very negative AO and still a very negative PNA, but that doesn't mean no cold air gets into the eastern United States. As you can see, there's still plenty of cold around. It's just not the heart of it. Now, for the 15th through the 20th, I would say we're moving more towards a positive PNA here, and we can see that the heart of the cold is going to be right here in the central and eastern United States this time around, is where the heart of that cold is going to be for the 15th through the 20th. Now, for the 20th through the 25th, it's the same story. I'd say the heart of the cold here is right over the Northeast, the Mid-Atlantic, the Ohio Valley here. Certainly looking very cool in general. 25th through the 30th of December here, it has lifted up quite a bit into the Northeast, but still I would say that heart of that cold is in the east. And then the 30th through the 31st of December through the 5th of January here, we still see plenty of cold here in the east, not quite as much as there was. And then look at the 5th through the 10th of January. Take this with a grain of salt. This is very far out, but we have a very cold signal here for a lot of the eastern United States, looking even more frigid during a crucial peak of winter time frame there. January 5th through 10th, I can't tell you how many snowstorms I've experienced during that time frame, because it is the very heart of winter. Very interesting stuff. And we close things out looking like this. Very positive PNA look right there. So this is what a positive PNA looks like. Mostly oranges and reds there. And all of that cold air is forced into the east because it can't go west. This is classic positive PNA stuff. And we still see these reds up here in the Arctic Circle, indicating a negative AO as well. So this is that double combo we were talking about. This would mean very frigid temperatures eventually for the eastern United States. And really, that was, let's see, I guess that was a 45-day look there that we just took. I would say a majority of the 45 days was below normal in the east, but things get even colder towards the middle to late portions of December, and especially here in early January, as you can see. Again, take it with a grain of salt. It is a long-range outlook, but I wanted to show you guys this because I find it so interesting. Anyway, guys, we do upload every single day, so be sure to subscribe for those daily uploads. You can even hit that bell icon as well to get daily notifications. Like the video if you did enjoy it. Leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next video.